Welcome to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics, CPAM. The aim of this YouTube channel is to make the learning of physics and mathematics easy and fun for every student.
Subscribe and we will help you to easily upgrade your performance to an A+.
Yeah, welcome to CPAM. Today we are going to review Physics Paper 2, Variant 3, May-June 2022. This paper, you are expected to answer 40 questions you are supposed to answer 40 questions in 45 minutes. And you need your eraser, soft pencil, HB or B type, and then your calculator are what you need to answer this paper 2 multi-choice question. Extended Physics, igcse Physics. So today we are treating paper 2-3, May-June 2022. So the aim of reviewing this past question with you is a smart way of helping you to prepare for your igcse physics. As you go through this paper with me, you are going to learn new concepts and new strategies that you can use to boost your performance in igcse physics. So it's going to be a wonderful, interesting ride. Give me your time and I give you the knowledge. So it's a collaboration. Can we get started? Right. Question 1 from General Physics. What is a micrometer screw gauge used to measure? Used to measure small distances. A man stands next to a railway track, traveling speed 40 meters per second, and then the train took 2 minutes to pass the man. What is the length of the train? So what you need is what? Speed times distance to give you that. So that will give you 80 meters. A skydiver from an aeroplane fall towards the earth. Which statement is correct about the skydiver when the skydiver has reached terminal velocity? When it reaches terminal velocity, that means the drag force is equal to the weight of the body, and then the objects start moving at a constant speed. So that is the answer is C. On the moon, all objects fall with the same acceleration. Which statement is correct? On the moon, all objects fall with the same acceleration. Which statement is correct? On the moon, all objects have the same weight. No. Weight depends on the mass of the object. The moon have a smaller gravitational field strength than the earth. That is not what makes all objects to fall at the same acceleration. The weight of an object is directly proportional to its mass. The weight of an object is inversely proportional to its mass. The reason why all objects fall in the moon is because the mass, the gravitational attraction on the moon on the object is proportional to the mass of the object. So answer is C. Question 5. Measuring the density of an object. Okay. Now the measuring contain 30 cm cube of water. Then they submerge an object of mass 30 gram, and then the density increased to 50. So what is the volume of the object? 50 take away the original density, that will give you 20. So formula for density is what? Mass over volume. What is the mass of the object? 30. So you have 30 divided by the displaced volume, the volume of the object, which is what? 30 divided by 20, that will give you 1.5 gram per cm cube. So the answer is C. Let's go to question number 6. A bus of mass 4 kg is pulled along a horizontal floor in a straight line. So you have this. So you pull along the horizontal ground. So the friction is 2 Newton. Then the acceleration. So what you are going to do, you are going to use Newton's second law. So we say that the force, so the net force, which is F minus 2 Newton, is equal to the mass of the object multiplied by the acceleration. So the net force is equal to the accelerating force. So if you have this, and in this question, what is F? So all we need to do, we know the friction, which is 2 Newton. So add it to this one will give me F. So the mass of the object is 4 kg, and then the object is accelerating at what? Okay. The object, you can calculate the acceleration from here. The speed of the object move from this to this. So we have U. You have this. Acceleration is U minus V. Final velocity minus initial velocity divided by the time. We give you the acceleration. So 2.5 take away 0.5, they give you 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. So 4 plus 2 will give you 6 Newton. So the answer is C. Question 7 is talk about moment of a force. Okay. Now when we look at this, we have the clockwise moment, and then you have the anti-clockwise moment. Anti-clockwise moment is this distance here from the pivot. So 4 times the distance D. Then clockwise moment is going to be 6 times 40. So that will give me, so 6 times 40 will give me 24 equals to 4D. So when I get that, divide both sides by 4, D is equal to 60 cm. So you now look at this question to give you D. 60 cm, so from here to here is 60. But you discover that you have been given 40. So the remaining distance here is 20. So the force is acting 20 cm to the right of X. So D is the answer. Two vectors. So you have that. So let's show the vector diagram. From W to S will give you SY. Then add it to WS, add it to SY. So the arrow that connects the beginning to the end is the resultant. That will give me WY. So WY A is the answer. Question 9. Which equation for impulse is correct? So Newton's second law, force is equal to rate of change of momentum. So change in momentum, so if we multiply this and this, F times T is equal to impulse. So impulse, so change in momentum is the same thing as impulse. So F times T is equal to impulse. So A is the answer. A ball of mass 0.6 is moving forward at the speed of 0.5 meter per second. A second ball is stationary, so this one is not moving. And then the first ball strike the second ball. The second ball moves forward at the speed of this. What is the speed of the first ball after the collision? So you look at this one collide with that, and then both of them, this one also move, though my animation is incomplete. Okay, both of them move. So what is the speed with which the bigger ball will move? If you know the speed at which this one bounces off, which is given to us. So we have m1u1 plus m2u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v1. So I'm looking at the blue ball. The blue ball, the initial speed, since this green ball was not moving at the beginning, so that's why I have only m1 here, mu here. And then the final speed of the ball, the blue one, that is the v. Then the final speed of the green ball is v. So substituting, you have this, okay? How do I get 0.08? That is what? 0.18 times 0.5. Half of it. That is why I got 0.08. Okay. Then this one become what? The speed at which this one will zoom off. That is 0.16 times v plus. Then this one, the green ball, the mass is 0.1 kg. It moves at the speed of 0.5. So if you multiply it, so 0.1 multiplied by 0.5, that will give me 0.05. So if you look at this, you can collect like terms, subtract this, that will give me 0.3 equals to that. So if you divide it, that will give me approximately 0.19. Okay. (11) In which form is energy stored by stretching a spring? Elastic potential energy. A car moves along a horizontal road. Its initial kinetic energy is 280 kJ. A constant resistive force of 20 Newton acts on the car. No other horizontal force acts on the car. What is the kinetic energy of the car after it has traveled a distance of this? So if you look at this question, so if you look at this, all we did is to the resistive force 200 acts through the distance of what? 20 meters. So what is the work done? The work done is 20 times 300. That will give me 6,000. Okay, so if you subtract that from this, guys, so you have the kinetic energy of the ball is equal to kinetic energy plus the used kinetic energy. So if you have that, 280,000, so first times distance, so I have that, so I have 60,000. So subtract 60,000 from 280,000, that will give me 220,000. So that's why the answer here is C. So convert 220,000 to kilojoule, divide by 1,000. So that will give me 220 kilojoules. The diagram shows a deep reservoir formed by a dam. Okay. On what does the pressure at S depend? The depth of the water at S. Pressure due to water is equal to the density of the water of the liquid times acceleration due to gravity multiplied by the depth. So the depth of the water at S will determine the pressure. The diagram shows a gas particle hitting the wall of a container. The system is at room temperature. Why does the gas exert pressure on the wall? Simple. The particle hits the wall, their momentum changes, which causes a force. Those are not the reason. So the answer is A. A gas in a container is cool, but the volume of the gas does not change. A gas in a container is cool, but the volume of the gas does not change. So what happened? Decrease. So there's decrease in the pressure of the gas, and then the kinetic energy also decreases. A. So those ones are not the possibility. Iron cylinder of an engine is to be fitted into a piece of aluminium. The outside diameter M of the iron cylinder is slightly larger than the diameter M of the hole in the aluminium. What is the best action to fit the cylinder into the aluminium? Okay. Cool the aluminium and cool the iron? No. Cool the aluminium and heat the iron? No. Heat the aluminium so that it can expand, and then cool the iron so that it contracts, it can fit into the gap. So that is the way you can fit it. So the answer is C. Question 17. 4 metal block heat capacity. 4 metal block at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius are left to cool down to the same temperature. The table gives the mass of each block and the energy in transfer to the surrounding as it cools. Which two blocks are made of the same metal? So we are looking for the block that have the same heat capacity. So if you look at this, so what we are going to look for, since we are looking at the same material, the mass is given to us, the energy is given to us, so we can do that. We can divide these two factors. Factor is since they go through the same temperature, so temperature is out. So make C sort of formula. So what is C1? This divided by this give me 162. C2 108. C3 162. C4 40. So 162 and these two are, so if you look at this, you have A and 1 and 3. So those are the ones that are made of the same metal because the heat capacity is the same. Question 18. A glass contains an ice drink on a warm and humid day. Water starts to form on the outside of the glass. What is the name of the effect by which the water forms? So gas converting to liquid, that is condensation. One end of a copper bar is heated to a high temperature. Which mechanism is responsible for the transfer of thermal energy to the other end of the copper? Lattice, no. Conduction. So these are the factors: lattice vibration of the copper ion and the movement of high energy electron along the bar. So these are the two mechanisms responsible for conduction of heat in solid. Question 20. An object emits infrared radiation. So we are looking at electromagnetic radiation. Which two properties of the object determine the rate of radiation of thermal energy from the surface? So rate of radiation, density, so determine the rate. So those are the two factors we need to look at. So one, density and surface area, no. Density and surface area of the object, no. Mass and surface area, no. Surface area and the temperature of the object, correct. These are the two factors. The higher the surface area, the higher the radiation of heat energy, then the higher the temperature, the higher the radiation.
Subscribe and we will help you to easily upgrade your